Hello, my Virgo friends. Welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've made a video and gave you a reading, but I'm the type of person that I do reading based on how I feel. If I receive the impulses to give a reading, I give it, especially when it comes to these general readings. So today, I felt the inspiration, I felt the energy working through me, and here I am. So I'm really hoping that you like what I have to say. I'm really hoping that whatever I'm receiving is going to be the right information that you're seeking and that somehow you're able to use it to your benefit. I already dealt the cards, and the reason being is it's just that it helps to save time, because when those videos are too long, it just makes it a little difficult for me to download it into YouTube. Somehow I have yet to find the way in which allows me to have a larger file without taking so long. So here it goes. I already dealt the cards and laid them down, and I'm going to begin your reading. I would like to say that because each one of us Virgos are born under a different map, the planets are positioned in a different way, I like to use the Barbieri Oracle to assist me as to what is the energy or the planets or the zodiac signs, the elements that are right now supporting your vibration. We live in a reality that is dual in nature. However, I personally believe that instead of just being dual, it's triad. There is three types of energy that we can work with. We have the opposites, and then we have the middle path. And I believe that as we start understanding the nature of these dual energies, that through our understanding, but also using the wisdom and insight of universal energy, we're able to manage this vibration in a way that works for us. All right, so here it goes. I also want to say that right now I have a mapacho. This is tobacco from Peru. It's a sacred plant that is used during ceremonies, and I like to use them as I'm giving my reading, not just with you, but also individual readings. It has a calming effect, but it also helps to create a vibrational space where the energy is being purified. So here it goes, my friends. So the first three cards from the Zodiac Oracle is the one with air. So here's the energy of air affecting and interacting with your sign at this moment. It's important to say that this is the first week of August. I don't like to give any specific time or date, just because outside our physical construct, time does not exist, and the energy that I am tapping into is also not influenced by time. Let's put it that way. So if you feel attracted to watch my video, and maybe it's the last week of August, but you still feel inclined to listen to, it's because there's a particular message here that is going to help you. It's going to give answers to some of your questions. So you have the element of air, and the element of air, as you could see, it comes with the number 7. To me, this is a very auspicious number. I don't know if you've heard about fractals, and fractals are basically the bone of, or the structure in which this physical reality is built. To me, fractals are nothing more than a combination of numbers, mathematical equations coupled with sacred geometry. So I find that when we have numbers, there's specific messages where we can focus our attention. And I like to use that because I feel that we can hone in, receive an information, but make it a little bit more specific to feed our needs. So when we have the energy of air here affecting you, Virgo, it's coming with the element of air, which tells me that in this particular moment, there are great changes happening in your life. It's not that we're always dealing with changes, because we're always changing. One of our natural laws is that everything is in constant change. But in this particular case, I feel like these changes are the result of decisions that you've made to completely take more control of your actions. I feel like Virgos in the last 3 years have gone through an energy upgrade. And this was a major energy upgrade because in this change, you were asked to finally let go of things that were not working for you. But in a specific, to find the source of some of these imbalances that had created beliefs that led you to choose certain situations that were creating disharmony in your life. So I'm seeing that all of this letting go that you've gone through in the last 3 years, whether it was letting go of thoughts that were getting in your way, relationships that no longer were working, jobs that were not satisfying, residence that was not supportive of your energy, that whatever it was that time where you really needed to work out through your emotions and finding the understanding as to why they needed to go. And that was not an easy process. It was a very difficult one. It was a very challenging one. But it was what was needed for you to finally go deep within yourself, in the depth of your shadow side, that aspect of you that you sort of avoided over the years, and find the root of the problem. Pretty much, it was to find the root of the problem of why you felt the need to help people that were not ready to change, or engage in relationships where you were giving more than receiving, or cultivating friendship where people were not reciprocating, cannot say it very well, but you know what I mean, in the same way of, giving what you were giving. All of these situations that you had been dealing over the years, this was the turning point where your compassionate nature needed to go through this major change, transformation, to finally realize that you are also worthy of receiving a lot of what you were giving, okay? Because we can give, but if we don't know how to receive, then we keep attracting people that are taking, and we push out the people that are willing to give us back. So all of this transformational energy that you're going through, it relates to helping you see how it is that you're also worthy of receiving all of the beautiful things that you're capable of giving. So with this air, because we're talking about pure positive energy. This air is not being channeled through a planet. It's just the element of air. We're talking about changes that come deep from within. And of course, it's being coupled with Neptune. Neptune in Greek mythology is known as the god of the ocean. This is a very powerful energy because, as we know, water is representative of our emotions. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. And have you ever met a Pisces? Have you ever dated a Pisces? Because Pisces are known to be quite weird people. And the reason why they're weird is because they always seem to be in a world of their own. And they seem to be very deep people that are talking about things that not a lot of other people are interested in. So Pisces, it's that sign in the zodiac that tends to be a very passionate sign, but yet very odd, because if one thing they know really well is the world of emotions. So with Neptune here, I'm picking up that Virgos, you're feeling very, very intuitive. You're very connected with that part of you that cannot be seen physically. That you have finally been able to go swim deep into your subconscious mind and been able to navigate through those rough waters of the shadow side and came out learning a lot about yourself, learning a lot about your insecurities, your flaws, and being able to accept them as part of who you are. And from there, you have learned to rise within your power. And you're a very powerful creator, Virgo, because one of your greatest quality is to be able to learn all the little details, because through learning is that you're able to put things together and find solutions. So when I always see a Virgo, right away I know I have a solution solver. And that's who you are, Virgo. And this is why you're so curious and you're so meticulous in the things that you learn, because from your perspective, learning things deeply, it helps you to then find answers at every level. And from there is that you get that wisdom that you have. No wonder you're the hermit in the tarot, because through isolation, through contemplation, you're able to find the answers and see the bigger picture. And this is why a lot of people come to you, Virgo, to ask questions, to find solutions. But there's something here that you have learned in the last 3 years, Virgo, that is very powerful. And that is that not everyone that comes your way asking for help is ready to make a change. And learning this is helping you to not waste your energy and your power, not utilize it in things that are not really ready or ripe to change. And this is where I feel like it's happening here. Now, the next card that you got is fire. Interesting enough, the fire is not being expressed through a particular, sign. It's just raw power, which tells me that here the universe is supporting you right now in whatever place you're at, in whatever state of being you find yourself right now. And because you're going through this major transformation, Virgo, I know that you're in that place where you're ready to manifest your true desires, your projects, all of those ideas and inspiration that you've had for a very long time. and you didn't think that you would be capable of making them happen. This is the time where right now, where you're at, you feel empowered to a degree that you know exactly what you need to do to create and materialize all of those things that you want to do in your life, including the right partnership. So for those of you who are single right now and in this 3-year process of transformation where you had to let go of your loved ones, you are now understanding what is needed of you to attract the right person. You are now knowing what it is that you were doing before that was making you attract the type of people that you were attracting before. So in a way, you had to let go of something that sort of gave you the push and the impulse for you to have this very strong need to go deep within the self, to go to the root of the problem. And for some of you, you found out that the root of the problem started when you were a child. So this is one of the things that Neptune does. One, it makes us feel more connected, more intuitive, more empathic. So from that perspective, we're able to understand more of what other people are going through and how it is that those people that we attract in our reality are only representations of who we are and what are the challenges that in that moment we're struggling with. With Neptune, there is also the desire to dream, the desire to imagine, and going to that dream reality where everything is possible. And having here the energy of fire supporting you, the raw power of source energy supporting you, this is where you're going to be able to create that reality attracted in your thoughts. And by using your emotional guidance and being more aware of your beliefs, which are thoughts that you continue to create, you will materialize the things that you want. Remember that in our reality, there's 3 types of energy: the opposites and then the middle path. So with these types of vibrations, there is one word of caution, that if you have not been able to learn to harmonize these 2 opposite energies, then we can delude ourselves, especially in the things that we want to create. So it's very important to know that we can imagine anything that we desire. But in order to bring that into a physical manifestation, there are 3 things that needs to go in the same direction. And that is our thinking mind, which is our physical mind, our emotional one, and our vibrational one. If you don't know about these 2 other minds, just because you don't know them, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. But just know that these 3 minds, they have to go in the same direction in order for you to be able to get closer to the things that you truly want to create in your life. All right? So with fire, it comes the number 5, which is the number of humanity. So we have air, 7, the number of creator. We have Neptune with number 3, triad, trinity, holy, in Christianity is Father and Son and the Holy Ghost. And then we have fire with the number 5. Beautiful numbers. So this could be a sequence of numbers that you could use and play the lottery if you wish to. All right, so now let's go into the reading. All right, Virgo. So what I'm seeing here is that there's been an offering. Someone, if male figure, in this case comes as a male. Now, please reverse the role if you wish to. But there's here a male figure that has come to make an approach. Someone that has come to offer you love. And this is not something that is happening right now or that is going to come. It's something that it already happened in the past. Someone made an offer and someone basically made very clear that they wanted to be in a relationship with you. But from this offering, there is an energy, the energy that is coming across. Excuse me. Get a drink. The energy that is coming across is the energy of conflict. Now, I don't believe, Virgo, that you're in a conflict. As a matter of fact, what the cards here are telling me, the oracle, is that you're very clear about where you stand in regards to this person. Because the Sun card is coming there, which is showing me that you're being illuminated by clarity. Now, I believe that this conflict comes from this other person, this person that came to tell you that they like you, that they were attracted to you, and that they wanted to have a relationship with you. Because the clarifying cards are telling me that someone has come to make an offer, that it was a possible engagement. Now, again, the offering was as I like you, I want to date you, I want to get to know you because I'm attracted to you. But you don't seem to feel the same way. As a matter of fact, what I'm receiving here is that you actually find this person a very nice person. But because now you come with so much intuition, now you have gone through this amazing, incredible energy upgrade that you're able to see whether a person is the right person for you or not. And this is why whatever you went through in the last 3 years, it was necessary. If you have asked yourself, why is it that I had to go through this situation with, a relationship where I felt so hurt? And that is so that you could learn what you know now, so that you could be where you are now. Because what the oracle is telling me is that you have become so grounded in your own power that you have become the image or the role model for many people. Many people are they're seeing you, they're observing you, and they're attracted to you because there's so much insight that you give, and you always seem to be very straight to the point and clear about your wisdom. And they're attracted to that. And who wouldn't? So in a way, you have graduated from school. You've been able to practice a lot of the material that you have learned over the year, and now you finally have the knowledge and the understanding of how to put it into practice. So no wonder this person is attracted to you. But with your grace and your knowledge, you know that this is not the right person for you. And what I like about it is that you are using a lot of finesse to let this person know that you're not going to bite into their limitations. Because what I'm seeing here is that you're able to see through this person in a way that they're not able to do that for themselves. And this is why you know that even though they have good qualities, that a lot of their challenges and their obstacles do not meet the requirements that you desire in a person to be with. Because now you know so much about yourself, especially about your shadow side, that you know that it takes a special someone to appreciate you. You already have gone through so many different energies, so many different people, just so that you can learn that not everybody that tells you that they love you are the right person to be with. So I'm seeing here the mentality where you're at, Virgo, of a teacher. You have been able to master, finally, the knowledge and the lessons that you've learned to get you to this place. And no wonder we have here these two energies. The last card, we have the highest priest, or the high priestess, and then we have the Hierophant. These in the zodiac are the feminine and the masculine, the teachers of the zodiac that are teaching the fool how to navigate through their journey, utilizing the tools, the gifts that the fool brings. It's so funny because as I was shuffling the cards, there were 3 cards that jumped out. One was the Lovers, the other one was the Two of Cups, and the other one was the Magician. I put the cards back, and here I bring out once again the Lovers cards. But when the Magician came, I definitely sense that you're in that place. You're the Magician. You have finally been in a journey where you have learned to utilize your own personal gifts, to use them to materialize your hopes and dreams. And you may not necessarily have reached your goal, but you know that you are on your way, and nothing or no one is going to get in the way of that. And if someone decides to join you in your path, it would only be because that person is there to support you along the way, not to distract you. And that's a very wonderful thing. So there is a challenge here, and the challenge is because you are not responding in the way this person would want you to respond. As a matter of fact, the way you're communicating to this person, it's all based on when you're ready. It's based on when you feel that the energy is right for you to connect with him or her. But it's not based on when this person feels that it needs to be. So this is where you've changed, Virgo. Because before, I would see you as doing, giving, sharing, to the point that you would compromise your own well-being. And that's no longer you, Virgo. For the Virgos that I'm talking with here, these Virgos have finally understood that it goes 2 ways. And just as you give your gifts, you are also worthy of receiving them. So it was very hard for many of you Virgos to receive those wonderful gifts, those wonderful things from other people. But now you know. And there's still some people around you that would love to continue to suck and absorb all of your power because they've gotten used to. But what I love about you right now is that you're saying, no, not anymore. That's not who I am. And I'm willing to give you what my wisdom and insight, because it feels right to me. But if it doesn't feel good, not in your life, not for a moment. And I love this about Virgo. There's a lot of clarity here. And the reason why I'm saying this is because here we have the Two of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the World. And then we have the High Priestess. And these are all the energy that is coming your way. It's the energy that you're working with, in which you are going through these cycles in which you are all about using your intuition. So what I'm seeing here is that many of you Virgos, the Virgos that I'm connecting with, you're using a lot of your intuition these days. And that intuition is priority over everything else. And that's a wonderful thing. With the 3 card, it also tells me, because that's the card to me of relationship, but also learn skills, that you finally, especially those Virgos that are single out there, you finally understood what was needed to harmonize a relationship with your significant other. That it doesn't work when you're the only one who's giving and you're not allowing to receive. Because a lot of times we attract people that are willing to give, but through the power of our choices, we teach them how to become lazy in giving, and they get used to it. So why not just get used to receive without having to make any effort to give? And this is what I'm seeing here, where you're saying, now I know how it was that I created those situations. Now I know that it wasn't not just them doing those things to me, that I actually contributed to those things. And I will be damned if I continue to contribute to that. I'm changing that. And this is why this is such a beautiful reading, because you finally are taking responsibility for yourself, and you're finally understanding in what situations and where you chose to create a situation that later became an obstacle in your life. And this is a very powerful thing. So I see you as you're moving towards your birthday, Virgo, having a lot of clarity, a lot of mental clarity, but also the desire to focus your attention and use the raw power of our Creator to channel it through you and let that energy sort of, bathe your heart, your surroundings, and attract the people that are going to support you in your path to create your projects, to finally materialize, that idea that you've had for so long and didn't think that you were either capable or worthy of receiving it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, Virgo. So now I am going to read the messages of numerology. And we have here, once again, change with the number 5. So the numbers are repeating itself. We had 5 with fire, 5 with change. Raw power of the universe supporting your change. Those changes, Virgos, I want you to know that if you're resisting to the change, you better reconsider. Okay? Because one of the natural laws of our universe is that everything is in constant change. And in this case, those changes that are being asked of you are very much needed so that you can vibrate in this new energy that you have decided to channel. So when we are starting to expand our awareness and we're growing and maturing as spirit, there are certain things that we need to let go. And a lot of times, we are sort of giving a frame of time to do it. And if your subconscious mind decided to go through this change and your physical mind is struggling, believe me, it ain't going to be an easy ride. Just remember that we are not just made out of physical mind, that we have 2 other minds, the emotional and the vibrational one. And those 3 minds have to go in the same direction. When they don't, and then conflict arises, and that's when we get in trouble, because we create a lot of resistance, and that resistance in many ways is felt as emotional pain, suffering. So here it comes. Numerology is telling you, yes, embrace the change because it's happening. And when you go through all of these incredible, deeper changes, you will see the rewards of it. Now, the interesting thing is that these changes are also affecting the parenting role in your life. And it comes with the number 9. The number 9 to me is the number of transformation. Is when we get to that point, that tip of the iceberg, right before we begin that new cycle. That moment in time where you feel like it's impossible for you to reach the turning point, and that moment is where you're at when it comes to parenting. So this tells me that some of you are somehow become the role of a parent, or you are being seen as such. And for those of you that are parents, it tells me that you have changed your approach when it comes to parenting your children. You're not just now in the role of a father or a mother of a child, but you want to teach that child something more. And it talks about giving and receiving, just versus being the father or the mother and always giving, while the child just gets used to being given. And this is what it's telling me here. My Pasha always turns off, so I always have to relight it. All right, so the last card with the numerology oracle is timeout, and it comes with the number 10, which in reality is the number 1. And number 1 is always the beginning of the cycle. And the message that is being given here is, don't forget, as you're going through these changes, as you find yourself in the path that is more in alignment with the things that you've been wanting to create, to not take time out for yourself. Because when we release all resistance, what happens is that the energy starts moving very quickly, and then we attract more people, and then we're being pulled in every direction, and that can be very overwhelming for a Virgo. You know, Virgos are, again, the hermit of the tarot, and we need time out. We need time to recharge ourselves, to recharge our batteries. So when we're being pulled in every direction, just remember that you're doing great. As a matter of fact, you're being more friendly, you're attracting a lot of new people in your life, but also remember that time out, that rest is very much needed. Okay, so those are 3 energies that come asking you to keep this in mind. All right, so the messengers. The messengers is what I call the angels. I have 2 decks. One is an angel oracle for love, and the other one is for purpose. Here I got 1 in the love oracle and 2 for purpose. The interesting thing is that with the angels of love, they said, be careful to not be deceived. I find interesting this card because when I see this right away, what comes up to me is trust. The trust that we offer always begin by trusting our inner being, our intuition. And when things are going really well in our lives, we have a tendency to deviate that trust and start putting it on other people. That's because we're feeling good. That's because things are just coming up smoothly. And we tend to get really comfortable and forget that it's not the trust in other people that we need to reinforce, but it's the trust with the flow that moves through us, our inner being. And the reason I believe that does happen is because our eyes tend to see what's around us. And when people are behaving in a particular way that it doesn't threaten us, we tend to think that we are being loved in the same way that we're loving them. But a lot of times people tend to behave in a way that because they're not ready to be honest about who they truly are, they tend to pretend and show a face that is not really who they are. And sometimes we fall in that trap, and then, we get hurt because we say, I trusted that person, and that person did not reciprocate that trust in the same manner, and he let me down. But it's because you stop believing in your intuition. And a lot of times things may be looking really good in the outside, and your inner being is saying, run for your life, run for your life. And we decide not to listen to our inner being. So that being said, when I see this deception card, just be mindful that not everybody that comes to tell you that they love you is because they do. Sometimes there are other motives behind their words that you have not yet seen. But I'm feeling very confident about you, Virgo, because I'm feeling like you're on it. I'm also feeling like you're really trusting your inner being this time around, where you're not going to let those people get in the way of your clarity. The next card that came was freedom. And with this freedom, the messengers are saying, hey, for those of you who have this question of what is my purpose in life, for those of you, it's not all of you, but there's many of you that are saying, and what is my purpose in life? The angels are saying, you're free to choose. There's no right or wrong. Just remember that you may have dreams that may seem in this moment very big and almost impossible to reach. And if that's how you feel, and then maybe where you need to concentrate right now is not so much and seeing what's in your life that can make those dreams come true or not. Just focus more on doing little things every day that bring you joy. Because in that joy is that you're able to receive the impulses of how to move through your life to get closer to those dreams. That's a very good, sound, solid advice. The last one is talking about schooling. And I feel like this is maybe if you already know what is the thing that you like to do, maybe a workshop or a class will help you refine the skill, and it would help you, receive more information of how to go about doing what you want to do. So schooling in that sense is appropriate. It doesn't have to be a 4-year, university or a bachelor's degree. I mean, if that's where you're at, that so be it. But I feel like this is more about refining your skills, because I feel, Virgo, that with the level of intuition that you're using here, and having these two energies of the High Priestess and the Hierophant, that intuition will also give you the fuel as how to refine that skill as you take some sort of, additional class that will help you fulfill and understand how to materialize your projects. All right, my Virgo friends. So I've come to an end of my reading. As I said, if you want a personal reading, you can always email me at createharmonywithlove@gmail.com, and we can work out a time that will, connect us, and you can receive your reading. If you like to subscribe to my channel, that would be great. If you like to leave any comments, please do so. And until next time, all I'm asking of you is that don't forget to love yourself. Don't forget that you are an incredible living being that has come very far, and that you have incredible gifts. And now is your turn to shine your light upon the world. Until next time, peace to you. Thank you for watching.